Hi everyone, Leanne here from Jaded Blossom, and it is time for our September release hop. So I'm using the Octagon treat box, the add-ons, the card mat dies, fancy pumpkin dies, rainbow dies, and many other things. Also Doodlebug's gingham linen, Ghost Party, or Ghost Town, and Pumpkin Party. So I went ahead and I cut out A2 sized card bases using Paper Tray Ink cardstock, and I used the card mat die to cut out patterns for each card. I didn't show you this because I was trying to, cut down on the length of time of the video. So that pumpkin was cut out with Orange Zest cardstock, dark chocolate cardstock, and True Black cardstock from Paper Tray Ink, along with the leaves that came from the pumpkin, fancy pumpkin dies, and that was cut out using Spring Moss and New Leaf. So now I'm going to pop this guy up on my card base using foam tape, 3M foam tape. So I'm just showing you how to put together each of these, and then I will come back and kind of decorate them later. So now this one was cut out of soft stone cardstock from Paper Tray Ink along with True Black. And then that's Pure Poppy. And I'm using Simon Says Stamp Craft Tacky Glue. Along with, I used my Gemini like crazy to cut out all of these dies. So there we are, using my reverse tweezers to kind of stick stuff down too. So now I'm just showing you how to put together the little vampire for this set. So I will have, like I said, all of the different things that I use listed on my blog. I'll try to save them when they come up. This was sped up. I try to keep my videos under 15 minutes. So I had to cut out a lot of steps, but I sort of show you each one quickly, just so you can see what I was doing. And at the end, I actually add a few bats from our Halloween banner dies in True Black from Paper Tray Ink, and I just sort of glue them to each card. I did not show you that just because I had run out of time. I would have had to split it into two videos, and I thought I'll just cut that out, and you'll see them. You'll see the bats added in the pictures. And there you are. So the white that I use is the Paper Tray Ink white cardstock. And I'm just sort of putting the teeth in on the little mouth. This is an adorable little vampire. Fingers crossed. Let's hope Jaded Blossom brings out some more add-ons for this adorable treat box. Now I am just using the add-ons. And I'm using the front layer of that new Octagon treat box. But otherwise, I'm using like the add-ons, and I'm basically making cards instead of treat boxes because I figured other people will cover the treat boxes. There we go. So I'm going to stick this one down right to my card base using my ATG tape. There we are. And I'm tilting, so he's sort of peeking up from the bottom. There we go. Now I'm going to make Frankie. So I went ahead and I used the Spring Moss cardstock from Paper Tray Ink along with the True Black, the silver of the mouth and the studs were cut out of American Crafts Christmas foil in silver. Again, I used white cardstock from Paper Tray Ink, and the stitches were soft stone from Paper Tray Ink. And I'm just going to put this guy together really quickly. He's super cute. You'll see that I used like little trick-or-treating kids on the background of this card. Adorable stuff. This was super easy to make, and I think these would be fun even for kids to put together, really. They're just adorable little projects, adding the little eyelids. And, what you can create is endless. I'm sure all the design team will be making lots of boxes, but I thought I would just use the faces to show you what you could do for, making cards, using them a different way. And I think the Octagon, actually, just the cutout would be great little, a great little paper layer for just any card layer. Any type of card you're making, that could be a little gathering spot for your images and stuff like that. Cutting it out of pattern paper. I'll do that another time. But for now, like I said, I'm just adding in my little images. I'm showing you how to build all the little monsters. And then I will decorate the cards later. There we go. So how cute is that? So I'm going to add him to the front. You'll notice 3 of my cards are horizontal A2s and 3 of them are vertical A2s. There we go. And I used 3M foam tape for that one. So now I'm making a little bat. Same thing, except for I used gingham linen in the purple from Doodlebug's 6-inch pad to cut out that little It's actually the hair image from the vampire, but I thought it looked cute on the bat just for some visual differences. And that purple is actually, and that purple, like I said, is from Paper Tray ink. It's called Amethyst Allure. And that's the solid purple that I use in this. So there we go. You'll notice that the background on this card mat was little bats, little purple bats, which were so darn cute. So like I said, so all my card bases are made out of that true black Paper Tray ink cardstock at 4.25 by 11, scored at 5.5. That's for my vertical A2s. And for my horizontal A2s, they were 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4.25 inches. So you get a horizontal A2 size card. There we are. So now I'm just adding all my little, the eyes and everything with my Simon Says Stamp Craft Tacky Glue. Super cute. You can make the eyes go however you want. I just thought this was adorable. Look how cute that little mouth is. I just love it. There we are. And I've decided that I'm going to pull in the Halloween Scenic dies, and that's cut out of the same true black. And I'm just cutting, I cut it out, and I'm just going to add it to my card base using glue. That Simon Says Stamp Craft Tacky Glue. There we go. How cute is that? And you notice that I trimmed off the edges. I didn't show you that because I was trying to save time. And now I'm deciding how the bat's going to end up on the front of this card base. Yeah, no, that's how it's going to go. It's going to overhang, but I don't mind that too much. I'll just put it in a bigger envelope. There we go. And I'm going to go ahead and make my ghost. This is the easiest one, as I cut it out of the white cardstock from Paper Tray ink again. And I cut the eyes out of soft stone just so you have some, so they show up basically. If I would have used white, they just wouldn't have shown up very well. So I used that soft stone color for the eyes. And like I said, the black is that true black again. I'll have him popping up from the bottom right-hand corner, and I will trim off the overhang with my scissors. There we go. And I actually showed you part of that. Now I'm going to be using part of this Halloween Scenic die to tuck in behind this ghost. It was kind of an afterthought. There we go. No one will know though that it doesn't go right across, right? Just me and you. And I'm going to add in some, add it with some Simon Says Stamp Craft Tacky Glue. There we go. I know this video is all over the place, but I kind of wanted to get the building of all the little creatures done first. There we go. Now in the little windows and doors, I'm adding American Crafts yellow cardstock. I just cut the scenic dies out twice with yellow, and I'm just popping in the little windows with, that's a Marvy Jewel Picker. I think that's what that's called. Something like that. And I'm using my art glitter glue because it has a little fine tip. So I'm just adding all the little windows in on this ghost. How cute is that? I think it's adorable. There we go. And of course, I'm having a hard time getting that tiny, tiny one in, but I got it in. Okay, so now I'm making a spider. Now, I used the Halloween dies for these adorable little webs. Not really adorable. They'd creep me out in real life, but I cut them out of vellum. And I'm just adding them to my card base using glue dots. Now, that one in the lower right-hand corner will be moved at the end. So I just cut the spider out of black. Now I went ahead and I cut the legs using our rainbow dies from Jaded Blossom. And I just cut it out of the true black, and I'm going to cut them in half, and then I will add them to my little spider that I'm making. So I put him vertically though, because he would have ended up so wide that his legs would have been hanging way off my card, and I didn't want that. So I decided to put him vertically, and that's about it. I'm just sort of adding these legs on with the ATG tape to the back. I just found that the easiest, just because it holds it fixed in place. And there we are. I moved the little web to the upper right-hand corner. And now I'm going to stick my little spider down. And I'm using my ATG tape again. And I will cut off whatever overhangs the card. There we are. I'm just sort of lining up the bottom legs there. And I'm going to have him on the bottom. And I will trim off the overhang, like I said. Now, I also cut out the rainbow one more time. And I've got another part of a leg to add, and I'll show you what I do. But now I'm just adding in the little white eyes, doing the exact same thing I've done for all of them. How cute is that? And I will add the little pupils in. I'm using a red mouth because, I've used a black mouth on other ones, but I thought a red mouth would be better just because it would show up on the black. Otherwise it would just be black on black and you wouldn't see the little mouth. The mouth is open. You just see the little fangs. And there I'm adding the little pupils. I hate spiders in real life, just so you know. I don't mind a Halloween spider, but that's about it. There we go. And now I'm adding the little teeth with my EK Success reverse tweezers, which I find is just pretty easy. And now I'm working on a Stampin' Up! Pad too. So now this is a little spider from our Jaded Blossom Halloween dies, the first set. And I just cut him out of black cardstock, that Paper Tray Ink black cardstock again. And I will be adding him to my card. Now I will move him down to cover the joint of the little leg that I add on in a minute. So you see I cut it out again, and I'm just going to, I think that's the smallest arch. And I just cut it in half, and I will just be building the last legs. There we are. You notice that they're going to have a seam there, and I will move that spider to cover the seam. I'm going to add the other one. That eek up there in the upper left-hand corner, that is from our new large Halloween treat dies or treat stamp set. And I stamped it, and then I stamped it in black, and I cut it out with our, what are they called? Word bubble dies. Sorry, guys. I'm out of it today, and that will cover the other joint. And I'm going to pop that up. That's from Orange Zest cardstock from Paper Tray Ink. There we go. Now I'm going to add a few Ebony Black Nouveau Crystal drops to the spider just to make them pop a little bit. There we are. So now I am going to be finishing up the cards. So now I am adding my little sentiment. That sentiment there was from Brewing with My Nomies. Now I am adding in sentiments from our new stamp set, Batty for You and Boo Crew. That's, I think, the Friends for Eternity. I'm not sure which one it's from, but I'm using both of those in this set. And I'm using the little Boo sentiment. That's from the Halloween Dies 2. Cut it out of white, put it on a black word bubble. There we go. And then I will pop those two up with some Stampin' Up! Dimensionals. Just quickly adding them to my card base. There we go. Cute as that. Now I will be adding Batty for You. That's either from Boo Crew or, I think it's from Batty for You. Must be. Now I'm putting together my little vampire. I cut that red blood out of pure poppy cardstock from Paper Tray Ink. And it's just a quick little border. That came from the first Halloween Dies 1 from Jaded Blossom. I'm just going to have that going across my card. Then I have the sentiment that I cut out of, stamped onto Solar White, 80-pound Solar White cardstock, Nina. And I'm adding it to the frame, or the larger tag. That's the mini tag Dies 3. And I'm adding that, the black, just to make it pop a little bit. That's also from Paper Tray Ink. And I'll just cut off the edges of that blood. Now I'm using the Happy Halloween, what are they called? Oh, darn it. It's the Happy Halloween word dies anyway. And what I did was I cut them out of black, and then I cut them out of that spring moss. And then I sort of, offset them a little bit, just so you have a bit of a drop shadow. That little curly Q is from that Fancy Pumpkin dies again, cut it of that spring moss. And then I'm going to pop these two onto my card base with some art glitter glue. So just easy stuff, not too crazy. And like I said, if I miss saying what I used for anything, please go to my blog at leescraps.blogspot.com, and I will have everything listed there that I use. Every single set. There we are. I used a lot of stuff making these. There we are. Cute, eh? So now, bats, vampires, ghosts, spider, Frankenstein, and my pumpkin. So thank you so much for stopping by. Be sure to hop on over to the Jaded Blossom blog and maybe hop along with our hop and see everything that everyone made. It's adorable. I also use Nouveau Crystal drops in these cards, you'll notice. They will all be listed on my blog. So thank you so much for stopping by. This was an awesome release, and I think that these these dies are going to be a real hit. And thanks, as always, for coming to my blog and watching, or coming to my YouTube channel and watching my videos. I really appreciate it. Thanks, everyone. See you soon. Bye-bye.